What would it take for you to leave your home, your main income, seeing your friends and family regularly, and leaving a love relationship to go and start a new life in a new country where you're a foreigner? Because that's exactly what I did 3 years ago when I left the Netherlands to start a new life in India. Hi, my name is Ivana and I've been living here in Bangalore, India now for 2.5, almost 3 years. Today, I'm going to answer the question that is by far one of the most asked questions on my channel, and I have never devoted a video to that. However, I do think it's important because the answer, although it's going to be anything that you may expect, might change your perspective on the way you're living your life right now. Are you one of those people who loves cold, gloomy, rainy weather? Because I'm not. I was born in former Yugoslavia, in Belgrade, Serbia to be precise, and I grew up in the mountains of Bosnia. Now, this also meant that my parents were a mixed marriage, Serbian and Bosnian, which became a problem in the Balkan War that started in the 90s. Hence, we had to leave the country and start a new life in the Netherlands when I was 8 years old. Moving to the Netherlands from that environment, next to many culture shocks, also gave me a huge climate shock. One of my earliest memories when I decided that I really needed to live in another country as an adult was when I was about 13 years old and I would cycle to high school every single day. Now, in the Dutch weather, this very often meant that in the morning, especially in the winter, I was cycling to school in the dark because in the Netherlands, the sun only rises at 8 in the winter. And usually it was super cold, super windy, and most of the times there would also be rain pouring in my face, making my hair wet, making my jeans wet, making my sneakers wet, and sometimes it would even seep through my coat, which meant that for the next few hours in high school, I would be sitting in wet clothes, shivering and waiting for my clothes to dry up. Every time I would be on that cycle ride, my mantra would be, when I grow up, I need to move to another country. Now, fast forward to about 3 years ago, I honestly had most of the things that I had dreamed of in life. Travel became my main job, which meant that I was making money traveling the world and making video content on YouTube. I had a phenomenal relationship with the man who I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with, and we lived in an absolutely amazing apartment in Amsterdam. I used to see my friends and family regularly when I was in the Netherlands because I was traveling a lot. And one of the reasons why I thought that my life was done, I had my dream life, was because I would very often travel to warm countries, especially during the winter time in the Netherlands. However, most of the times when I would return to the Netherlands, I would sense that feeling of dread because most of the times it was really just too cold and too rainy for me to go outside. Growing up as a child in the mountains of Bosnia, I am so used to being outside most of the time that not being able to go outside because it was just too cold and rainy, for me started to feel like a prison. The straw that broke the camel's back, or the moment that led me to decide to move to another country, came in 2016 when I returned to the Netherlands after a 2-month trip in India. It was just so cold all the time. It was raining a lot, and usually in the Netherlands it is windy. Something that is also quite common in the Netherlands is to cycle everywhere. And even though I had a car at my disposal, that month of December in 2016, I barely left the house because it was just too cold and gloomy and rainy outside for me. It made me realize something very important, hence why I wanted to dedicate a whole video to this. Of course, it is absolutely amazing to walk on a super white beach with crystal clear blue water and seeing turtles swim right in front of you. Of course, it's amazing to go hiking in the French mountains. Of course, it's amazing to go dune sandboarding in Peru. But your happiness, your true happiness, lies in your everyday life. For me, returning to the Netherlands and every single time feeling that gloomy mood come over me because I wasn't able to go outside, being an outdoors person as I am, I wanted to be able to be at home and not constantly want to take a flight to a warm country. Hence, I realized that all the other things that I mentioned didn't mean anything if most of the time that I was at home in the Netherlands on a daily basis, I just simply wasn't happy and I was constantly looking to get to a warm country. So in that moment, it became very clear to me, I need to honor that promise that I made to myself as a child and move to a warm country, because now I was an adult and I was able to make those decisions for myself. There were a couple of options that I had, and India was my number one choice because from the moment that I set foot on Indian soil, I just completely, madly, deeply fell in love with this country. I love this country for more reasons than I can mention in this video because it would turn into an 8-hour documentary. But the main reasons why I love India are obviously the amazing people who have such a warm, welcoming, generous culture. Whenever I would travel in India, obviously being surrounded with a lot of Indian people, it would make me feel that I was learning how to be a better human being. So that was something that was very important to me. Of course, Indian food is also absolutely amazing, and I knew being a vegetarian, if I would live in India, it would be so easy for me to have a vegetarian meal every single day that I have never tried before. That's how diverse Indian vegetarian food specifically is. I absolutely love paneer. I used to eat it every single day when I would be traveling in India, hence why I'm called the paneer princess, and still now I eat paneer a lot. But the main reason that I shifted to India may seem trivial to you, but I hope at this point you understand how important it is for me as a person, is the hot weather. For me, living in a country now where I can step outside for a walk 8 months out of the year, make it 10 months out of the year, because we have a monsoon for 2 months and then sometimes it rains in between. But in general, I am able to have my windows open every single day. There is a soft breeze blowing through my home. I am able to go out for a walk in my garden. Now it's a little bit chilly, but that's it. It doesn't get super cold here. And super cold in my world is anything below 24 degrees Celsius. Yes, that's right. I don't know why that is. It's probably my DNA or something in my body that really doesn't like cold weather, up to a point where it genuinely makes me miserable even when I had my dream life. Hence, I decided that the hot weather was definitely a very good reason for me to shift from an absolutely amazing first world country like the Netherlands, who is 5th on the happiness index in the world, to a country like India, which is developing but has the weather that I absolutely love, has the food that I absolutely love, has people who I love being surrounded with. And like I mentioned in my previous video, I love the prospect of how India is growing. So living here, obviously I enjoy all of these things, but I also have the feeling that I am part of the future and I get the opportunity to contribute to that by hoping, wishing and working on making India a superpower. Now, even in Corona, so many people have been asking me, Ivana, how is it being at home so much? Aren't you missing travel? But for me, Corona was the ultimate proof that I made the perfect decision for me. Because sitting at home, having my windows open, occasionally going for a walk in my garden, obviously with a mask on, I didn't feel like I wanted to take a flight anywhere. I was just happy being at home, and I was just so insanely grateful to India and Indians that I am allowed to be here and join this phenomenal country in the growth that's definitely going to happen over the next 10 to 20 years. I am just so grateful with my life right now. I don't think a lot of people would find hot weather a good reason to leave behind your home, your main income, seeing your friends and family regularly. But for me, it was an important reason because I want to be happy and content every single day. And this is also the part where I would like to inform you that my brother and me have taken a responsibility on us coming from our experiences, because my brother also shifted from the Netherlands to Hong Kong, to give people new perspectives on how to live your life with all the possibilities and new choices that this world is offering us now. Hence why we created LOG Academy, or Log Academy. Log means people in Hindi, which is why I really like that abbreviation. So today we actually launched our first course called Control Your Goal, which is about successful goal setting based on your 6 core basic human needs. Because when you set goals based on those needs, it's not like you're pushing towards your goals. It's almost like you're being pulled towards them, which obviously makes it easier to achieve them, but also feel satisfied when you achieve them. I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, like I did, when you achieve a goal that you worked so hard for, like I did with, making travel my job, and then not feeling content about that. Have you ever had that experience in your life where you worked so hard for something and then when you achieved it, you were like, is this it? Well, that happens when you set goals that are not based on your 6 core human needs. Hence why we developed this course, because we really want to show people new perspectives and give them the tools and the skills and the knowledge to set goals and achieve them and actually feel happy achieving them. If you're interested in the workshop, you can only join for 24 more hours. I have linked the page down in the description below. And also, if you have any questions about it, let me know down in the comments below. Also, I'm very curious if any of you guys has ever made a decision in your life where for you something was very important, like for instance for me, hot weather, but other people are like, really? That's your reason? You left your whole life, or you changed your whole life because of hot weather? Or any other reason that you may have had? Let me know down in the comments below, because I'm very curious to hear your stories. I feel so privileged to live in these times where we actually have the opportunity to make these kind of choices and actually make them work, because I am living in India now. I can't even believe it, for 2.5 years now, and I'm still super happy. So I hope I've answered your question with this video. In case you have any other questions, let me know down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to put a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, you can always subscribe to my channel, and then I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!